Alright, so this is what we have going on today. I just replaced one of these yesterday. They had a really small jack on a big trailer like this, and it already had broke, so we just replaced it. But today it's about the same process, but all I'm going to do is move this jack up 2 inches because it's too low and it's hitting driveways and stuff when they go over them. So yeah, that's the plan. Pretty simple. I'm just going to cut it off, cut the welds with a thin wheel. Unfortunately, they did weld at the bottom, so that's going to be kind of a pain. But yeah, that's the job for today. Just moving this jack up 2 inches. Alright, so I'm pretty much all set up here. I'm going to go ahead and cut the bottom first because I don't quite trust my jack stands. This trailer is pretty heavy. So I cut the bottom first while the jack is still connected. Shouldn't be an issue, because if my jack stands did collapse, it would just land back on the jack. Matter of fact, I'm going to put a little bit of pressure on it, just because I don't want to be anywhere underneath that if that thing collapses. There's really some really crappy welds under there, so probably not going to take too much to get it off. I'm going to make sure I get my wiring out of the way here. I'm just using a thin wheel, 4-inch grinder. Work. Hit that like and subscribe. Stick around to the end to see what the repair ends up looking like. Thanks for watching. I'm just going to break it. Of course, this frame is all rotted out. Great. Okay, so that frame is all rotted out. The whole piece just came with it. There must have been a hole in the frame or something, and just got water in there and just kept getting rotten. Well, that sucks. I'll go ahead and prep this thing. I'm gonna have to come up with some kind of patch for that frame, unfortunately. It's supposed to be a quick job, like usual. I'm gonna see if I have any plate to patch that up with. Might need like a piece of plate, piece of angle. God. So I do have some 3/16. That might just work. Okay, so what I'm gonna end up doing, I'll cut a piece of this 3/16 to fit on there, and then I'll probably cut another little one on the bottom to cover up the bottom, because there's just a big old rusty gapey hole down in there, so I gotta fill that up and give the jack something nice and solid to weld to. Alright, it's a 4-inch by 2-inch tube frame, so I'm just gonna cut a 4-inch piece here, maybe slightly under so I can weld on the radius. By the way, if you don't use grinders a lot, Don't do that. I gotta clean up that frame a little bit, but that's where that's gonna go. I'll make another one for the bottom, and then I'll just weld it all the way around and seal it up. Then this is actually thicker than the frame is, so it should be pretty good. Now I'm just gonna cut my 2-inch piece for the bottom. So the bottom, I'm not actually gonna put the bottom on until I have the jack on, welded on, and there's weight on it, because I just don't trust my little jack stands under there. So this will be the last piece I put on. Now I'm just gonna try to get this prepped, cleaned up, ready to receive that plate. See, I could tell the frame was in bad shape because if you look up here, it's actually deformed right here and starting to cave in. I might actually end up putting a plate or something over there. I really should just be cutting this whole piece out and just replacing it, but I know he's not going to want to pay for this. So for some reason lately I just got a bunch of jobs that are just like, maybe it's the economy, but they don't want to spend a lot of money, so just stuff they want it quick and dirty, so that's what we're doing. That's like, I don't know, it's got to be 30 thousandths of an inch right there. It's like paper. I want to make a spot for my ground here. So they didn't have this jack in the center at all. So actually, let me break this off and move it over a little bit. About there. That's better. Okay. Tack it here. Good. Take off a little bit of that rust on that plate. Let's go ahead and get some weld on her. Man, you kneel down on a piece of that gravel. Woohoo! That's better than coffee. Try to get a little one in there. That should be good enough for the top of the plate. And then after I put the jack in, I'll put the bottom plate and it'll all get welded together. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and get this jack set back in there. I want to get it on quick. Oh, sucker's heavy. So I want to lift this thing up 2 inches. It was at 16.5 inches from here to here before. So I'm going to try to get to 18.5, maybe even 19, just to give them a little bit more room. It's a forearm workout. 18.5. That's, I can't believe that landed right on 18.5. Wow. Sometimes you just get lucky. Okay, so I want to try to get it as center as I can and square with this rail. I mean, this trailer's probably so tweaked up, probably doesn't really matter, but just for my own sense of workmanship. Right. So if I go from here to here, so I got 14.25. I think 14.25 is our number. Gives me enough to weld on both sides. It was actually like, I don't know, that's probably an inch and a half to one side before. So I'm going to put a little clamp on it just to help me hold it. And that'll keep it in line with the frame. Then I'm going to put my square on her. And that's definitely not square. That's pretty good right there. Alright, I like it. Turn my welder on and probably help. Kind of a goofball, so bear with me. Need to be a little hotter for that. I'll go ahead and put a tack in here. And when I run my weld, I'll run it downhill and I'll run into that tack, so it burns into the tack pretty good. And yes, you can weld downhill. Go ahead and get a weld on that. Pretty good. Don't need this anymore. Go ahead and put a pass right here. I always like to clip the ball off the end. Just helps it start a little easier. That one's all welded. Go ahead and get one right here. Hopefully I'm not blocking your view. Probably am. Just kind of doing that one blind. Couldn't see where I was going. Worked out. Okay. Alright, so it's pretty hard to show you guys this because it's underneath. But there's that big hole where it ripped out. So this is going to pretty much work out perfectly. I'm going to put this plate up in here. You can see it. Line it up with the other plate. Really hard to see, but yeah, I'm going to get it welded under here all the way around. Should seal up the frame and give me a weld underneath my jack, which wasn't too bad. I'm not even going to attempt to try to film that because there's no way to get under there. I got like 1.5 foot of room. I barely fit under there. I really need to lose some weight. Alright, well here it is all welded up and finished. I ended up putting a big old fat cover pass on it just because it is just a little MIG welder and I want to make sure I got enough weld on there for it to be strong enough where I don't have to worry about it. The plates worked out well. Got it all sealed up nicely. You can see up under there, but should work just fine. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, leave a comment, let me know what I did wrong. Have a good day. And there she is with a little bit of paint on it. Went ahead and painted the jack a little bit for them. But yeah, that's it. Should work fine.